Hi everyone, it's me again, Miss Vinise, and welcome to another Preschoolers Explore STEM program. As always, we are going to go over what exactly STEM means. Do you guys remember? Let's see. The S in STEM is for science. The T in STEM is for technology. The E in STEM is for engineering, and the M in STEM is for mathematics. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Today's project, we are going to focus on the S in science. And we're going to do a part of science that is called chemistry. We're going to see if oil and water mix together. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. What do I mean by mix together? I mean, when you put the two liquids together, do they become one liquid or do they stay separate? They don't mix. I don't know. Let's find out. But first, we're going to need our STEM kits. So if you haven't already, go to the Pittsford Community Library's Children's Reference Desk and pick up your Preschoolers Explore STEM Rainbow Rain Kit. We're also going to need a little bit of water. I'm just going to get it in a cup. And you might want some paper towels because this experiment might be just a little bit messy. I'll be right back. All right, I have my kit. I have some paper towels and I have a small cup of water. Let's find out what's in our Rainbow Rain kit. First, the big thing in your kit is going to be a bottle of mineral oil. Now, we don't want to open this just yet. And in fact, we're not going to pour out the mineral oil. We're going to keep it right in this bottle. This is very messy. So let's just keep that right here. What else is in our kit? Oh, instructions, as usual. So in your Rainbow Rain kit, there should be instructions. Preschoolers Explore STEM, Rainbow Rain. And a little bag. Let's see what's in the little bag. First, there are two long things called pipettes. These are pipettes. So in our project today, when I say use a pipette, this is what I mean. They're like little tubes that have an opening in just one end and kind of a bubble on the other. Two tiny cups and two small containers of food coloring. Now, the food coloring looks like a gel, but this is what we call water-based food coloring. That means they made the colors using pigments, which gives it the color, and water. So I've got, it looks like green, but we'll see. And this looks like orange, but I think it is yellow. It looks like we have all of our supplies. Let's jump right into our project. Do we think that the oil and water are going to mix well? Do we think the food coloring and the water will mix? I don't know. I guess we'll see. First, let's try the food coloring and water. I have a very strong suspicion that they will mix because, as I just described, the food coloring is water-based. So, to see if they mix, we're going to take one of these tiny cups. We're going to pour just a little bit of water in there. So I have it filled about halfway up in my tiny cup. And carefully, this is the messy part. We don't want to get food coloring all over us. We are going to open one of the food coloring containers And you see, it comes to a little point at the end. We're just going to drip a few drops of food coloring into the cup of water that we just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, actually, right now, it doesn't look like they mix because the food coloring is just tiny little dots at the bottom. But I'm going to take one of my pipettes and see if I can mix it up and get it going by stirring it a little. Oh yes, the little food coloring dots are dissolving and mixing in with the water. I wonder what color it is. Let's see. It's kind of a light yellow. I think I can make it a little darker. How can I make this cup of water darker yellow? I think if we add more yellow food coloring. So I did 5. Let's do 5 more drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I'm going to mix with my pipette. And I'm going to watch those little dots disappear because the food coloring is mixing in with the water. Perfect. Now I have kind of a darker yellow. Let's do the same with our other food coloring color. So first I'm going to take the tiny cup and fill it about halfway with water from my larger water cup. I can set aside my water cup now. Once again, I'm going to carefully open the food coloring and oh, this one seems a little bit thicker. Here we go. The cap for my food coloring dropped a little bit off. Let's see, squeeze. Oh, it's coming. Let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, it's definitely green. And as you can see, it's not fully mixed yet. So I'm going to take the other pipette, the one I didn't stir the yellow with, and stir the green with. This is a much darker green. I don't think we're going to need 5 more drops of the green, because 5 drops of green made this very, very dark green. But the yellow isn't quite as dark as I would like. So I think we should do 5 more drops of the yellow. So I have my yellow food coloring, kind of scooch it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hopefully this will darken the yellow up enough where it becomes a little bit oranger. Yellow is such a light color to begin with. Here we go. And then if you want to see what the 2 colors look together when you mix them, you can take this final cup of water and drip some in. Let's see what yellow and green make. I think it's going to make a really light green, but we'll see. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 drops of yellow and maybe just 1 drop of green since the green is so dark. Ooh, it also feels like it's a little bit thicker. Come on, green. There you go, green. I'll mix it up with my green pipette. Oh, look at that. It's a much brighter green than we have in our other cup. See? This is a light green, my dark green, and my yellow. Now, it seems like the food coloring mixed very well with the water, but do you think that our colored water is going to mix in with our oil? This is a mineral oil. There's lots of different types of oil. If you wanted to do this again at home, you could always use a vegetable oil or baby oil. But we have mineral oil here at the library. So what you're going to do is carefully peel the Scotch tape off of the container. You might need a grown-up to help you with this. And the label should come right off too with the Scotch tape. All right, I have my tape and label. We can go ahead and throw this out. I'm just going to set it aside for now. And carefully open the bottle. It's a screw cap, so we're going to open it by doing lefty-loosey. That means turn it to the left. As you can see, there's about 1.5 inches wide opening at the top of the bottle. This is where we're going to put our colored water in. Let's see what happens. The way we're going to add our colored water is using a pipette. I have my green pipette, and the way to use a pipette is we're going to suck the green water into our pipette by first squeezing the pipette. See how I have it squeezed? Putting the tip into the colorful water and then letting go of our squeeze. And you see, it sucked some of that green water into our pipette. And then you can gently squeeze your pipette once you have the tip facing into the mineral oil, and it will drop down. Let's do 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to set my pipette right on top of my green cup. And this almost looks like what happened when we did the food coloring, but let's see if it will mix in with the oil. So I'm going to tightly close my mineral oil container by doing righty-tighty, and I'm going to go upside down. I don't think that our food coloring water and oil are going to mix together. And in fact, they made just one big giant green dot. Let's add more. Let's try our yellow. So I'm going to take my other clean pipette and do the same thing. I'm going to start by squeezing the bubble at the top, putting the tip right into the yellow liquid, letting go of my squeeze until I have some yellow liquid in my pipette, and then squeeze into my mineral oil right over the top. Whoa! I'm going to do all of it. That was a lot of yellow. And once again, it does not look like the colored water is mixing with our oil. And I'll show you what I mean exactly by doing a lot more of the green. Let's see. So once again, squeeze the water into my pipette. I'll bring it a little bit closer for you and watch. Oh my goodness. It is not mixing with the oil, but you know what it is doing? It is mixing together the yellow and green to kind of make a bright green in the oil. Do you see? Watch me. You see how the little dots are just kind of sliding around? I'm going to really tighten it and see what happens if we try to shake it to mix it together. Here we go. I got nice tight close on this. And shake it. Shake, 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 shake. And it does not look like my green and yellow are mixing with the oil. It only looks like they're mixing together. So now I have a bright green instead of just yellow dots and green dots. Is the water sinking right now, or is it floating up? Is it staying to the top, or is it sinking down to the bottom? It definitely looks like it is sinking to the bottom. And in fact, it's all gathering together to make one giant green dot. I think I should add more. This is a lot of fun. So I'm gonna add a whole bunch of yellow. And this time I'll get even closer so you guys can see what it looks like when you add it. Whoa, that's so cool. And of course I'm gonna add more green. Let's add this green though. So, got lots of light green. Let's add that. Whoa! Oh my goodness, look at all of it at the bottom. I think we should shake it up one more time. Put the cap on, nice and tight. 1, 2, 3, shake, 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 shake. Look at that, it's definitely not mixing with the oil. It's just kind of gathering together to make one giant green bubble. I wonder if you shake it hard enough if they'll break apart again. Let's see. I think it does. That's so cool. So we found out today that our water and coloring definitely mix together, because as you can see, when I move this around, you cannot tell where the yellow food coloring is and where the water is, because they mix together, they blended. Whereas with the oil and the water, you can see where one starts and one ends because they did not mix together. And water is sinking in the oil. Why doesn't oil and water mix? Let's find out. I'll be right back. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to put up a slide showing you a little bit about water and oil. And then when I come back, I will tell you the answer why water and oil do not mix and blend together. I'll be right back. All right, so I have everything cleared off, and I found out the answer to why oil and water don't mix well together in a book in the library. It's very complicated, and in fact, there's a whole bunch of reasons why oil and water do not mix together. One of them has to do with the fact that water particles or molecules are charged and oil is not. It's also how they are built. But the best way I can describe it to you is that oil molecules and water molecules like to kind of stick to themselves. So oil molecules, like other oil molecules, and water molecules, like water molecules. What does that even mean? Well, think of a molecule as a building block, because it really is. Molecules are the building block to everything. So oil is made up of oil molecules. They're built together. And in this case, we're going to pretend like our oil molecules are Lincoln log building blocks. So Lincoln logs are these long logs that you can build on top of each other. Water molecules, we're going to say that they are built together like Lego. So those molecules, building blocks, are Lego. And they're like a hard plastic block with the little knobs. So we've got our oil molecule, our Lincoln log, and our water molecule, our Lego. And you can't really build with Lego and Lincoln logs on top of each other. You can build something wonderful by adding more and more Lincoln logs on top of each other. And you can build, almost anything with Lego by adding them together. But they don't play nice together. You can't make a bunch of Lincoln log bases and then put Lego on top of it. It's going to fall over because they don't connect. They're not attracted to each other. Just the same way that oil and water do not connect and are not attracted to each other. But if you want to find out all the different reasons why oil and water don't actually mix together, you can definitely come into the Pittsford Community Library, and we have lots and lots of books about information on molecule, on chemistry experiments, and if you just want to build something, we have lots of Lego book as well. And our final question is, why does the water sink in oil? It's because water is denser. That means it's more tightly compact, just like Lego. When you build with Lego and you push down on Lego, you can't really see any space in between them. They're very tightly compact. Where oil is not as compact, so it's not as dense, just like Lincoln log. So when you build on Lincoln log, you can kind of see a little space in between each log. And that makes the water sink. So the oil is less dense, goes up, the water is denser, and it sinks down. Well, that was a super fun project that we had this month, and of course we'll have another project in March. I hope you guys had fun, and until next time, bye.